Okay. So today we'll start with our fourth unit, events topic. So event is actually, we will call it as, this is generally used within our GI programming. So GI programming is nothing but whenever we are working with our graphics based interfaces, okay, like Windows operating system or any other graphical based applications. Okay, then we require our data is to be displayed with a more effective and more interactive and more user friendly. So, okay, for this type of things, we require so window or application is to be very effective. And whenever we want to work with our application, so we will be used with our keyboard and will use with our mouse and other audio devices. So whenever these audio devices are used, so we cannot have the control of each and every device is to be worked properly and each and every device is to be handled properly. Okay, for that, what we will do is, so we will call it as the event. That is, whenever a particular device is interacting with our application, okay, then we will be use the will be handle that particular interaction with the help of a event. Okay, that is the whatever the action which is performed by the device, like input device or output device. Okay, that will be called as our event. Okay, that is, say for example, if you are using a mouse and you are just press the mouse on your window, okay, then that will also be called as a event. And whenever you are moving your mouse cursor on the window, that is also called as a event. And whenever you are typing something on the keyboard, that is also called as a event. And whenever you are using a mouse, that is window exit or window entry, or whenever you are moving your scroll bars, buttons, or whatever the controls which are displaying on the window, okay, whenever you are working with any of those controls, that is also called as a event. Okay. So, to discuss about these events, we need to know that how the event will be created and how the event will be raised and how the event is to be handled and what are the different classes for the events and what are the different interfaces and what are the different methods which are used to handle these events. Okay, those all are required. So for that, we will get into the topic and we'll see the what are the classes required and what are the different interfaces and methods are required. Okay. So while discussing with these events, okay, here some of the event examples are given. Like say for example, if the user clicks on the mouse, user clicks on a particular button on the window, okay, then the event which is raised on that button is called as action event. Whenever a mouse is clicked, whenever a mouse is pressed and released, okay, then that is called as a mouse click. Okay, that is handled by the class is called as a mouse event. And whenever the user types some text on a text box or any your text area or something, okay, then that is this is handled by the text event. And whenever you are using your window related events, like entering into the event window, closing the window, minimizing the window, maximizing the window. So for all that, the event is called as a window event. Okay. So these are the different types of events that we have. Okay. So here we just checked with those all events. Okay. Next, we will see the event objects. So what exactly the event object is? The event object is nothing but it contains the methods which are required for handling of the event and for executing of a code of the particular event. And it will also will be used whenever that particular situation is raised. Okay, and it checks that from where the event is rising and for which the event is to be transferred. Okay, so that is called as the event source, from where the event is actually raised. Okay, and where the event is going to be handled. Okay, so those all has to be known by the event object. Okay, so whenever you are moving a cursor or like this, whenever I am moving a cursor on this, okay, this movement of a cursor is like, so whenever you are moving a cursor, that arrow which we are seeing as a mouse cursor, that is to be moved from one place to another place. Okay, that is moving that cursor from one place to another place is, it is actually a image. Okay, that arrow is a image. So whenever you are just moving a mouse cursor, okay, then there is a signal sent to your application. Okay, from your application, you need to be know that what are the coordinates of the current position of the cursor, and in which direction you, whatever the in the direction you are moving in the mouse. Similarly, your cursor image is to be moved from the one place to another place just by changing the its vertical coordinates and horizontal coordinates. Okay, then only we can say that the mouse cursor is moving. Okay, so the cursor movement is basically it depends on the your coordinates of the window. Okay, so here the event source is nothing but mouse. That is the instrument or the device which is rising a event or which is giving a signal to the your system is a your mouse. Okay, whenever you are typing on the keyboard, then the source is keyboard. Okay, or if you are using any controls on your window. Okay, say for example, if I have some application is like this, or if I open some dialogue, or like say zoom that if I'm using a say this zoom window. Okay, within this window, there is a today is actually a button. Okay, and you have these all also as a buttons. Okay, and you have lot of minimize and maximize and these all. And sometimes we'll get some dialogue like say for example, if I'm clicking on that schedule, okay, you can see the different types of controls in this. Okay, this is a text box, and this is also a text box, but it provides a calendar, and this is called as a combo box. Okay, which provides a multiple options. You can select your required option, and this is a text box. This is called as a radio button. You can change the option at a time. Any one only you can select. This is a radio button, and these all are the buttons. Okay, save is a button, and these all, and this is a scroll bar. Okay, so and this is the toggle button on and off. Okay, and we also have sometimes these are the check boxes. Okay, so these all are the different types of things which we can observe within the dialog boxes. Okay, so these dialog boxes controls will raise the some events. Like whenever you are typing a text, there is a one event will be raised. Whenever you are selecting an item within the combo box, there is a separate event is raised. And whenever you are changing the radio button option, then some different event will be raised. And whenever you click on the button and whenever you change the checkbox, whenever you change the toggle button, these all will raise the different types of events. Okay. So for all that, we need to handle the our event. Okay. Then in that cases, whenever the event is raised, okay, so we need to be know that what is the source of that particular event. That is, if an event is raised on a button, then the source will be our button. Whenever the event is raised on a particular text box, then the event, then the particular okay, source will be our text box. Okay. So those are the different types of sources of the events. Okay. So this is a hierarchy of our event object. Okay, we know that the base class is the our object class. Okay. So, and from that, all the classes will be derived. Okay. So, our event object is also derived from the object class. And then the AWT event class. Okay, this is the class which is used for our GUI applications. AWT, the full form is Abstract Window Toolkit. Okay, AWT full form is Abstract Window Toolkit. Okay, so we can say it as Abstract Window Toolkit. Okay, sorry. So from this, there is a lot of events which are derived. That is an action event, text event, and a component event. From the component, there is some classes are derived at the window event, input event. From the input event, there is a class derived as the mouse event class. Okay. So these are the only sample classes. There are a lot of event classes which are derived from the AWT event. And we can use that event classes to handle the different types of events on the our controls. Okay. So next we will see what actually the listener is. Okay. So up to now we just known that what actually the event is and what is the event class. Okay. Event classes are different for different types of controls. We'll have the different types of event objects. Okay. Similarly, the listeners is nothing but okay, the name itself it is saying that listener. That is, it listens to the some particular action or it listens to the particular event. Okay. So here the listeners in the events also very crucial, very important. And these are the interfaces actually. These are not classes. These are interfaces which contains the methods signatures required for the related event objects. Okay. For each event object, there is a one listener will be there. Okay. For text event, there will be the text listener. For action event, there is an action listener. For button, for list box related, we will have the list event. Related to that, we have a list listener. Window event will have the window listener. So similarly, each and every event object will have the listeners. Okay. So whenever an event is raised, okay, then the event object will be passed from the our source to the our handled class. Okay. Within that class, our listener will listens to the event and executes the related methods of the event. So listener is nothing but it listens to the event and executes the related methods. Okay. So the listener can be a interface okay, which contains the different methods which are required to work with the events. Okay. So is it clear? Event, event object and listener. Any one of you can respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So next is event listener related hierarchy. This is also partial hierarchy. From the event listener, there are the lot of event listener classes like action listener for action event, test listener for test event, window listener for in window event, mouse listener for mouse event. Okay. So like this, we have different types of listener class interfaces. Okay. So the action event, just this is an example of one of the event, how the event will be raised. Okay, this is a button. So whenever you click on the button, then there is an event object is created, which is called as an action event. And this action event will be sent to the related class, which will handle the action event. And in that class, there is a interface is called as action listener. So this action listener will contain the methods, and our class, that is, as a programmer, we need to provide the code for the methods in the action listener. Okay, in the action listener, there is a method is the action performed method. So for this method, we'll be write the required code. Okay. So whenever the button is clicked, then action event will be raised. The object will be created and sent to the class. And in the class, action listener will call the method action performed method and executes the code related to the method. Okay. So related to the button, whatever the code you want to execute, that you will be write in the action performed and that will execute. Okay. So for each and every event from the control, the event from the control, the event object will be created. And once the event object is created, okay, then it calls the event related listener and the method of the listener. Okay. Okay. So this is our event related execution. Okay, next we'll check with our required code for executing of this event. Okay, this is not example. We will see our own example. And whenever you want to work with this any type of events or controls or any others, we require some container. The container is nothing but the window. Okay, we require a window. Using that window, we can place our required controls on the window, and then we can handle the our required events. Okay, so that for a time being, we will see what actually the events and events related classes. Okay, then we will go for the which class we can use to create these all controls and execute these events. Okay, then we will see that. Okay, first we will see the events, listeners, and related classes and interfaces of it and methods. Okay. Okay. Mm. Now we'll see the list of these all classes. Okay. This is not giving a proper code. Okay, all of you write down this table. Okay, I will be write a table, and all of you note down that table. Okay, event classes and listeners. Okay. So first I will be tell you the what is a event class and related listener and the method of it. So first column is the event class, and second column is the event listener, and third column is the methods in that event listener, and fourth column is we will see the which for which control we can use that listener, use that event. Okay. Okay. So now first we will see the action event is a class, and the listener for this is the action listener, and method is these are the methods in the listener. Actually, these methods will implement and will write the code. So action performed is a method, and the controls which are which will work with these events are one is a button control, and another one is the menu controls, menus. Okay. And next event is the item event. And the related listener is the item listener. And the methods is item state changed. Item state changed is the method. Okay, this is especially used for radio buttons and checkboxes. Radio buttons and checkboxes. Okay, for these two, we'll use the item event, and not only for these two, we can also use this for the list and combo box. For these controls also, we can use this. Okay. So whenever a particular item is selected in the list or combo box, or whenever you check and uncheck the radio button and checkbox, okay, then this event will be raised. And the related to that, we need to implement the item listener, and we can write the code within the item state changed method. Okay. So next is the our mouse event. Okay. And the listener is the mouse listener. And the methods are, there are a lot of methods in this mouse listener. Mouse pressed, mouse clicked. Mouse clicked, mouse down, mouse up. Okay. Mouse up. Okay, these all are the methods in this mouse event. And this we can use for any type of a control. Okay. Or we can use especially for our window based operations. Okay. Like apart from the controls, if you are moving a mouse on your window, then if you want to do any actions, then you can do with the mouse events. Another mouse event is the mouse motion event. Okay, the related listener is the mouse motion listener. And even methods are mouse drag, mouse move. Okay, these are the methods in this mouse motion. And this also can be used for all controls. Okay. Another one is adjustable event and adjustable listener. And this is the method is adjustment value changed. Okay, this is especially for scroll bars. Okay. So whenever you are changing the value of a scroll bar, then this particular event and this particular listener will be raised. Okay. Another one is focus event. Okay. And the listener is focus listener. Okay. And methods are focus gain. That is whenever the focus is gained by any control or focus lost by any control. Okay, then the methods are like this. Focus gain and focus lost. Okay, this event is especially used for our text boxes or for any other controls also we can use, but especially we'll use with the text fields, text box, or that can also be called as a text field. Okay. So this is the related control of it. And next one is a text event. And the listener is the text listener. And the method is text value changed. Okay. And this is also especially for text controls. Okay. Especially whenever you are changing a text in the text box, then this event will be raised, and the related to that we can execute this particular method. And similarly, we have key event, key listener, and the methods are key pressed, key up, key down. These are the methods. These are especially for uh, text boxes and text entry related controls. But this is especially whenever you are typing a text on the keyboard, and from the keyboard, if you want to make event is to be raised, then we can use this key event. Okay. That is whenever you want to control with our keyboard, whenever you want to control the key operations in the control keyboard, then we can use this. Okay. So these are the different types of event objects and event listener classes and methods and the controls related to that events. Okay. So just remember these all event methods and classes and others, so that only based on these only we can able to write the our event handling related code. Okay. So because the interface methods, we cannot change their signature. We need to use the same signature of the method, and all the methods of the interface need to be implemented whenever you are using that particular interface. Okay. If you are using a focus listener, then you need to implement the both focus gain and focus lost. Okay, because the interface contains the two methods, both the methods you need to implement. That is one method you can write with the code, and another method you can leave it with the blank. Okay. I think all of you had noted it. Is all of you noted this table?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now we'll see one small example. Okay. We'll see an example is for creating a small window. Okay. So for that, we required the class is a frame class. So I will create the windows with a frame class. We also have two types of different windows we can create. One is applet and another one is the frame. So for the time being, we will check with the frames. How can we create the frame? We will check now. Example to create a frame. Okay. So for this, we required the packages. One important package, we need not to have much packages. Import java.awt.asterisk. That is a AWT package which contains our frame class. Okay. So now we need to create a class, public class. My frame is my class name. Extends from, that is whenever you want to create a frame, you need to create your own class, which is extends from the existing class. Then only you can have all the properties of the base class, so that your class is also be considered as a frame and it creates a window. Okay. So my frame extends frame method. Okay. Frame class. Okay. So now you can display this frame with the help of just you can use a public static void main. Okay, within the main method, we can create the object for our class. My frame m1 equals to new my frame. While creating this, you need to be set some properties Like whenever you are seeing any window, you'll be have the height and width of the window, so that you need to be set the height and width for your window. So set size of say for example 300 comma 300 is the your window size. Similarly, you can add some title to your window. Okay. So for that, you can use the title method, set title of welcome to my window. Okay. I'm just specifying a title and size. Okay. Next, we will call the M1 dot. That is, we need to show the window. M1 dot show. Close your class and save with the your required name. Okay, there is already a class. Okay, I'm creating it as a my frame 1. Specify this as the my frame 1. Okay, now we can compile this from the command prompt. Now you can run this. Okay. So this is your window. Okay. So you have created the window with the 300 by 300 size. The initial size is 300 by 300. You can expand it. There's a minimize, maximize and close buttons. And this is some small icon. Okay. So this is your window. This is your frame. Okay. So on this, you can create our required controls and we can display them, and then you can handle the your required events. Okay. So for the time being, I'm just closing this window. Okay. So actually frame, it doesn't have close operation. By default, close operation will not be there. Okay. So that it is not closing it. Okay. So just come to the your command prompt and press the Control C. So it closes the command so that automatically it closes the our frame also. Okay. So this is our simple frame class. Okay. All of you just note down this. Okay. I'll be add the one more method to draw some text on the window. For that, I'm using a graph paint method. It extends with, it contains a parameter is the graphics class object G. Okay. And there is a method called as G dot draw string. So using this, you can show some text, and you need to give the some coordinates where you want to show your text 50 comma 50, and then give the your required string. Hello, good morning. Just I want to show this text on my window. Set the 50-50 coordinate. It displays the hello, good morning as a message. Okay, this is the default predefined methods. Paint is the predefined method in the frame class. So just we are overriding that method and we are writing our own code. Within the graphics class, we have a lot of methods to draw some text or some shapes and some images. So out of it, I'm using only one method is a drawString method to display the text. Okay. So now we'll see the output of it again. Suitable method for drawString. Sorry, the coordinates to be last. First is to be the string. Okay. At 50-50 coordinates, it's showing a text as hello, good morning. Okay. So this is our text. Okay. So like this, we can create our own windows and we can show the text in something. Okay, all of you note down this class, my frame class, which shows the some simple text.